Are we ready?
Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let the roll call show all is present, and we do have a quorum. Go to new business, A, economic committee recommendation.
So yesterday, we held a economic committee meeting. 4 or 5 committee members were present. During the meeting, the first topic of discussion was the use of economic projects, money derived from the half-cent economic sales tax for the purpose of the fast lane south side of 3rd Street between Idaho and California right-of-way improvement, as the project does provide parking for employees and customers, generally consisting of semi trailers that may park there and then walk down the ramp to fast lane for economic activity. And the recommendation was the transfer of the payment from the Shoshoni General Fund to the Economic Projects Fund for improvement of business access. The second recommendation was considering town-owned property, first of which was the old Shoshoni Motel property, and listing that as a economic development for sale, and also considering sealed bids, one of which was the B&B Motel that is currently the economic development listing, and not having any movement on that and the location of property, a sealed bid consideration.
Okay. Do we want to have some discussion before we move on these recommendations a little bit? Okay, can I have a motion to approve the first recommendation?
I'll make the motion.
Been moved by Councilwoman Harkey. Can I have a second?
Second.
And second by Councilman Stadler. Any further discussion on that recommendation?
How much is that 1/2 fund right now?
We have about, off the top of my head, about 32,000 available for this budget year, not including what was carried over from previous years.
Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion passed, all in the affirmative. Recommendation number 2. Town property, 4 lots, known as Shoshoni Motel. 6 lots known as B&B. Advertise the Shoshoni Motel and other properties for economic development. Recommendation, advertise that. We doing a Shoshoni Motel. 4 lots of Shoshoni Motel, 6 lots formerly known as B&B Motel, subject advertise Shoshoni Motel and other properties for economic development. Change current property, 6 lots of Idaho Street currently listed economic development, and put them up for sale as a sealed bid. Discuss a little bit on time frame, how we want to do that, or if we want to do that. sounds like a pretty good plan to me. But timing, I don't know, what's the council think about it?
Well, in our discussion, in the committee, it was that the placement of the Shoshoni Motel property seems more appealing for that of economic development compared to the location kind of further out of town to the north of the B and B, and that's what we considered in the committee meeting when we were speaking. That was the reasoning rationale for those reasons. So that's a launching board for that or not.
Would we, the consideration of the B and B motel or old property we discussed, still maybe planning on moving that shop and selling it just vacant land without the shop? That would be or sell it as is. That would be one of the things that the council would have to. We don't have to do that right now. We can do that in our next meeting or meeting that we can think about that. But I think that's sort of things we need to think about, correct?
Yeah, we didn't get into any of that. It was just general talking of for trying to get moving on the properties.
Well, I appreciate the Economic Development Committee's input on this. This is really that type of input is what we're looking for to help us guide through this. So good job, and I think we ought to really seriously consider that.
Having that map was pretty handy. And the old town hall so you could visualize, and I'm wondering if we could get an updated map of, or how, without being a big expense.
Actually, Apex, that's in the works from Apex
Yes.
to get that updated map with all the new zoning and everything else and get that. So we have that
Imagine
map
that,
plastered.
you're one step ahead of me.
That was,
It's a lot easier to visualize what we're doing.
Oh,
when I
absolutely.
can
Oh, yeah.
Look at a map.
we still have the old one
Yeah.
here. But yeah, we want to get an updated one once we got over our annexations and
I'm all for selling land. Town has too much of it, in my opinion.
agreed. Land sitting doing nothing, but yeah, we're gonna do something. If we don't have any other business, can I have a motion to adjourn?
No,
We don't have the support of the.
Oh, excuse me.
We're gonna have a vote on
the recommendation.
next item. And you never called for discussion.
Well, I called for discussion. That's what we were doing. Well, where we don't need to vote on, that's nothing we don't need to vote on. It's something we were just talking about. Is we got time to think about exactly how we want to do this. Is this something you want to vote on, Councilman?
Well, me, the vote would be saying keep the 4 lots on Second Street, economic development. The 6 lots on Fifth Street, that would be the vote.
If you can make that motion, and
Okay.
I would entertain that.
That's all I'm wondering.
Sure, no, that's fine.
Could I move that we follow the recommendation of the Economic Development Committee?
Can I have a second?
Second.
Moved by Councilman Zant, second by Councilman Hartke, that we follow the recommendations of the Economic Development Committee on the real estate. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye.
Right.
Aye. All same. Motion passed on affirmative. Then everybody's got a copy of the letter for that we're sending to the Senate. Everybody's aware of that Senator Brazel brought up that they named the Shoshoni Post Office after Desi A. Vival. This is going through Congress, through the Senate right now, or soon it's coming up. And Senator Brasco called and his office called and asked if we could provide the town of Shoshoni a letter of support for this. So we've crafted this letter and a letter of support We're gonna be sending this to Senator Chairman Gary Peters and Ranking Member Rand Paul. And we'll mail this off tomorrow. We have it on very nice document type paper that will be mailed to the senators.
Current postmaster have any feedback?
It's not, Bill, it was proper for him to do that. That's Senator Brassel's office had already done that. So
Yeah,
this-
put up the sign.
Pardon?
What's up the sign?
Pardon?
Who will install it? This is a random question, so
Well, I have the postal service, I don't know who will hire.
but it would be the postal service of is
Yeah, this is
Secretary.
federal government. Yeah, the post office is federal government. It's, so they would be putting up the sign on this. Is actually, the US Senate's gotta pass this before they can do something like this. And it's quite an honor. Desi was quite a lady, you know, really lived a good, long life and was
Yep, she was straight up and true to her word.
she was a big asset for the town of Shoshoni for many, many, many years. But,
So I move we support the renaming of Shoshone Post Office to Tennessee, these out and send appropriate letters to the chairman of the Senate committee.
can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Councilman Zant moved, Councilwoman Harkey second that we forward this letter of support. The Chairman Gary Peters and Ranking Member Rand Paul of the US Senate, Washington DC. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed. Motion approved, all in the affirmative. Now can I have a motion to adjourn? Oh, just before we do that, I would like to thank the Economic Development Committee before we, this is still on economic development for moving forward with this. I think we did the right thing to support a business that put in over $10 million to bringing that up, to help. They've asked for no help at all to help make that a safer and a better place. It makes it better for their business, for safer to go in and out. I look back at it. I'll admit, I wish I wouldn't have moved forward on that. If I'd had any, honestly, if I had any idea it's gonna be this kind of money, I would have never done it. But like I said, I made a mistake with that. And I do appreciate the council doing the right thing, because we owed a legal bill to Dave's Asphalt. We needed to pay it, and I'm glad this worked out and came out the way it did. Thank you. Now, have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Can I have a second?
Mike made it.
Oh, Mike made a motion.
Oh,
Have
I'll
a second.
second.
Moved by Councilman Demick, second by Councilwoman Hartke, that we adjourn this meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, both same. Passed,
Do we have to-
7:14.
7:13.
7:13.
Do
Well,
I-
Mickey Mouse hand.